consultant friends. It's Emily. I'm super excited to bring this video to you today. I'm going to talk fast because I want you to listen to this whole video so that you can have a very successful launch and kickoff party in your Mary Kay business. And there's lots of ways you can launch your business. Hopefully we've already had our initial conversation. If we have decided, having an in-person kickoff party is a good route for you, this video is going to give you tips to have the most successful in-person kickoff party possible. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to know is that I want this party to be a success, like maybe even more than you do. Trust me, I am here to help you and support you in this party. So because of that, the people who have the most successful kickoff parties are the ones that follow the tips that I'm going to lay out for you in this video. So you're going to want to take some notes. You're going to want to really process. And if you need to watch this more than once, great. Like I said, I'm going to talk fast, so this is short. So first off, it is completely optional to do a launch party. Okay, it's optional for you as a beauty consultant. It's also optional for the person who brought you into the company. Okay, no one is required to take time out of their day to do a kickoff party with you. No one is, the company doesn't require it. Nobody requires it. In fact, when I joined Mary Kay, it wasn't really a thing that people did. It's just something that we've, really put in place to help support you. And so, um, I want it to be just as successful too, because I'm taking my time to come help you with it, right? So let's have a successful party. So that's the first thing. It is optional. So if you're not feeling it, like it's totally okay, just let me know. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is, okay, so we want this to be good, right? I have found that the best kickoff parties have between 6 to 10 women at them or that show up. So in order to have 6 to 10 that attend your party, you're probably going to need to invite 15 to 20. Okay. And you're going to have maybe, I don't know, a bunch that RSVP, and then last minute, some of them will weed away. That doesn't mean if you have less than that it won't be successful. I'm just saying, like, there's a sweet spot, and depending on how many contacts you have, that might be a good route for you to go that direction. One other thing is, and please hear my heart on this, I can't reschedule kickoff parties. So unless it's some incredibly extenuating circumstance like a snowstorm or something major happened, the reason being is I only have so many time slots in a month, and I have personal appointments that I like to hold. And so the time that I've set aside for you is our time. So let's make that time valuable and make it good. And not just, oh, I forgot about it, or I didn't really, get stuff together and get friends there. So I don't like to make a habit of rescheduling kickoff parties. So let's use these tips in this video to have the best party with the time that we have. I'm so excited for that. The other thing that to keep in mind is that it's really important to me and for the success of your party that we start on time, and that everyone knows that we're starting at a certain time. And I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but I've done kickoff parties where a majority of the people are there and we start and it's going great. And then like 3 stragglers show up, and now the energy and flow of the group is disrupted. And then more people kind of trickle in. And I'm telling you, it totally messes with your results. And it's, like I want them to have the full experience where they get to do the satin hands treatment at the beginning because they're there in time. So let your friends know at what time it starts, and that's when we're starting. And just from my standpoint, the time that you and I set is the time that I'm going to show up and start. So if you have a couple friends, we all do, that we need to say a half hour early, let them know. If you're planning on having food, plan on telling your friends a different time than the time that you and I set, if that makes sense. Also, I highly recommend keeping food and drink simple, because if you have it too complicated, then it becomes a food party instead of a Mary Kay party. Trust me on that. Keep it really simple. Plus, it's like an expense for you that isn't necessary. So just kind of keeping those things simple as you're booking people. So one of the things is about a day and a half to 2 days before your party, I'm going to ask how many are confirmed coming. And when I say confirmed coming, I want you to think of like your solid 100% yeses. I'm like teaching my kids this. I think it's such a good skill. Maybe, the word maybe. So if a friend says, oh, maybe I'll come. Okay. I find that maybe 96% of the time means no. Okay, so just in your mind, maybe means no. I'm not going to count her as a confirmed yes. Now, have I had maybe show up? Yeah, sometimes, but like for the most part, it's the solid confirmed, yes, I will be there. that's that number. Okay, so just know that it's normal that maybe means no. I mean, think of the last time you said maybe to someone and were you a yes? So just kind of keep that in mind. And then, okay, so now it's the day of your party. Okay, and we are gonna have so much fun together. Like it's gonna be a blast. I'm going to have you explain to your friends why you decided to, start Mary Kay and what you're excited about. But the other thing I really want you to do on the day of the party is to shift yourself into a consultant mindset versus a customer mindset. Now, you're still technically a customer loving and using the products, but we're talking about now you're a beauty consultant, right? And this is your party to launch your business. So imagine you're the CEO of your company and you just ribbon cut open your new corporate office and you're debuting it to your friends. Okay, so along those lines, the way that you're going to do that is now that you're a consultant, right? It's okay to like try some things with your friends, but we're not going to have you like, sitting at the table in front of a tray like a customer would because you're a consultant now, right? So you're going to be helping, if we need washcloths wet or someone has a question or I would love it too if you feel passionate about a product and you want to tell your friends about it, like, girl, let's like incorporate you in and you can talk about a product. It's really good practice. Like my joy zone in this is you getting a little bit of confidence so that after this party, you're like, okay, I did it. I can do my own appointment style. Like it wasn't that hard, right? So I want you to have confidence. So shifting from that, I'm not a customer at this party. I'm a consultant at this party. So along those lines, you're helping. Um, if you have a friend who's like loud, guiding her in the direction of listening is what we'll call that. We all have one of those too. That's why I'm laughing because I do too. So working through some of those things and just like, helping out whenever possible is so, so important to your results. And just, it gives you that mindset shift and helps with everything. I talked about food and drink being simple. The other thing you'll want to do is you'll want to have your payment method set up. Okay. So at the end of the appointment, I'm going to say, okay, and so takes these payment options. And you're going to say, I take, and then what do you take? And this is your decision, friends. Like you could take cash, check, credit cards, you could take Venmo, you can take Cash App, Zelle, PayPal. I mean, there's so many different options. My recommendation is to take cash, check, card, because you have ProPay in your startup fee and then pick at least one other digital option. So like Venmo, Cash App, PayPal are three solid choices. Most people Venmo, if you're not sure which one and you don't have one, Venmo's free. I would sign up for Venmo because most people have Venmo, at least in my area. So have your payment methods ready because we're going to be like, okay, this is the payment method she takes. You're also going to want to have sales tickets, which is the little pieces of paper. Try to see if I have one. Oh, yeah, I have one right here. Okay, they look like this. If you got the $90 option, this is what they look like. And if you attended new consultant orientation, you know how to fill one of these bad boys out, which is something I would also recommend doing before your kickoff party is attending new consultant orientation. We offer it every Wednesday and Saturday morning. Okay, so every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. because you're going to know how to fill out the sales ticket. Now, if you did the $35 option, if you go in the comments or the description of this video, I have a printable one so you can print some off there too. So that's completely fine. So you want to have those ready. So, okay, so we're going to do the party. We're going to have fun. Your friends are going to enjoy trying products and whatnot. And then we're going to get to the end. Okay, and this is when the real fun starts. And this is when you're going to really get some confidence in doing this business. Okay, so we're going to be done. And there's, we finished the party and people want to buy things, right? So everybody's kind of shopping. There's like a hum in the room. I'm going to have you practice by writing up what your friends want. This is really good. So we're going to like have a little individual consultation area for them. And you're going to say, what do you enjoy most? Is there anything you want to take home with you today? And you're going to write it up. Now, if she has product questions, I'm going to be there to support you. Worry not. But I want you to really practice like writing it up, taking her payment method, like how that all goes down. And I'll be there to guide you for the first one. And then you're going to get a lot of confidence and feel good about that. So you know how to do it going forward. The second thing that's going to happen, okay, and this, hear me on this, friends, this is the most important thing. This is how I personally judge the metric of, was it a successful kickoff party or not? Okay, I know most new consultants, for you, it's like, I want to sell something. Girl, we're going to sell stuff. Okay, just trust me, we're going to sell something. And that's great. And I understand why that is the most exciting, because you haven't done that yet. And it's like that instant gratification. But for me, I am most excited about the bookings. So we're going to play deal or no deal. And your friends are going to, you might have friends that want to support you and like help you by doing a booking so that you can practice. In fact, I just got home from a kickoff party and she got 8 bookings from her kickoff party and she had 9 people there. Okay, so 8 of the 9. No, it's not always like that. Usually there's at least a couple though that will book. So hear me out, because in the chaos of the day, this always gets forgotten. And friends, this is the most important thing. I want you to pretend like your date book is literally on fire, or it will incinerate if you don't at least ask them about getting a date. Here's why. Yes, I know you know these people really well. You probably work with them. It's probably your mom, it's probably your sister, whatever. And in your mind, you're thinking, oh, there's so much going on right now. Like, let's just get a date. I'll just like check in at work, or we'll just talk about it at grandma's house this weekend. But what happens, you guys, 9 times out of 10, is that, you'll go to grandma's house and be like, hey, can we set a date for that party? And then she's like, oh, shoot, I haven't checked with my friends. And then she goes and tries to check a date. Now you're calling her. Now you feel like a stalker. Now she still hasn't given you a date. Now you're like, oh my gosh, this girl's going to unfriend me. I'm being like way too pushy about it. It's just this like weird back and forth. And so what I recommend for new consultants is to do what I call the tentative booking approach. Okay. And honestly, to me, this makes the most sense anyway. Like anytime I've ever tried to gather my college friends, this is how we have to do it. I say, I know that you want to check with your friends, and I know it's probably a little chaotic, but can we at least set a day and a time that works for me and you? That way, sometimes when I go to my friends and I say, hey, does this day and time work for you? It actually ends up working out better than like, hey, what day of the week works for you? Because like everyone's got such a different schedule. So it's like, can we just go ahead and set something? That way, it works for me, and then if we need to switch it, it's no problem. We can do that as long as you let me know in the next like few days. Like, would that work for you? So it's not something you have to be pushy about by any stretch of the imagination, but honestly, it's an efficiency thing, and you're going to feel good about it. You're going to be like, not only do I have bookings, but they're actually on my date book and they're coming up. And so you're going to have that anticipation energy, which in my opinion is the strongest energy. If you don't believe me, think about Santa Claus when you were a kid and that anticipation of Christmas. It's going to motivate you to really just get things together to start holding appointments. You're going to rip the band-aid off of being a new consultant, and you're like, okay, I did my first party. I'm awesome. I've got these bookings. I'm going to figure this out within these bookings. And you're going to be off to an amazing start building customers and having a successful business. So the booking part is the most important part. Make sure you ask every single guest after you've collected the sale about like, hey, when do you want to do this? Can we get, even if it's just tentative, can we get something on the date book? And you can blame it on me if you need to. You can be like, well, Emily, asked me to at least ask you if we could get a date together. Okay. And then team members. Okay. So I do a fun little what's my bag game. I'm going to just share with your friends a little bit about this company that you decided to join. And you know what I love about that is, even if you have 0 friends interested in joining your team on the spot or whatever, they're going to understand more of what you're doing. And there is such value in that process. Okay, they're going to understand you, they're going to want to support you, and they're going to know a little more about the company. But a lot of the times, you're going to have someone who is, in fact, interested to join your team. I'm going to go around and just have that conversation with them. Like, hey, girl, like when they fill out their profile card, I see you were a 6 on the interest scale. Like, tell me about that. Would it benefit you to get some more information, and just kind of take it from there? And oftentimes, you will have people who are excited to join your team on the spot. And so if that's the case, you're gonna want to have your cell phone out so that you can copy your personalized link. Another thing you learn in a new consult orientation is how to sign up a team member. So you're going to know how to copy that personalized link so your friend that wants to join your team on this can do so right at that kickoff party. So these are my tips. I went fast as promised. And I'm so looking forward to working with you, or your whoever brought you into the company is looking forward to that. And so let's have the most successful party possible. And if you have any questions about anything I talked about in this video, be sure to reach out. And again, be sure to attend new consultant orientation if possible before your kickoff, because there's some really valuable information plus some challenges that you could probably bang out as a result of having an awesome kickoff party where you get prizes. So there's an awesome thing to do. And hopping in on a couple of our meetings too, because again, that's where you're going to get the knowledge and have things ready, and you're going to feel prepared, and it's going to be a great party. So can't wait to partner with you, and have a great rest of your day. I'll see you at your kickoff party.